I have a trip to Europe coming up really soon. I think in 3 days? Yeah. Maybe exactly 3 days because the plane leaves around 7 p.m., which is the time I'm filming this, I think. Anyways. It's finally come up. It still feels just as like not real as it did before. Right now it feels like I'm gonna go to Europe, and there's no excitement behind that. I considered if I'm still depressed, and I say still depressed because I was at one point diagnosed with depression. I was also diagnosed with ADHD, and probably have some undiagnosed autism there, and apparently have undiagnosed BPD. But let's not go labeling ourselves now. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm still depressed. I don't think I'm still depressed because I feel fine. Not that I feel fine. Okay, let me reword that. I don't think I'm still depressed because I still it doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel the same. I don't have to rationalize shit. It just doesn't feel the same that it did when I was younger. It doesn't feel the same dreadfulness. I don't feel the same apathy. I don't feel the same lack of power. I don't feel the same defeatism that I did. So I'm definitely, I wouldn't say depression is cured, but I would definitely say it's been mostly nullified. So relating that back to Europe, I'm not like, oh yeah, whatever, I'm just gonna go on the flight and it's gonna happen, it's whatever. No, I'm still very much engaged in the days leading up to Europe, as well as when Europe actually happens, the days of Europe. I'm definitely I feel like, this is gonna be a cool trip. There's gonna be a lot of cool insights and experiences that's gonna happen. But I don't get like as much like, oh, whoopee, I can't wait to go feelings, because I just there's not much different than what's going on here. And let me explain that. There's not much different with what's going on here, because not because like, oh, okay, erase that. There's not much different with what's going on here. Sure, it's different. This is Ottawa. That's going to be Lisbon or Barcelona or Toulouse or Amsterdam. Yes, of course, it's different. It's going to be a different experience overall. But it's also not going to be very different because, like, fundamentally, it all just changes. Fundamentally, it's all just like different colors, different sights, different smells, different feels, different environment, different tastes, different sound languages, different just things impacting the sense stores, and things like impacting the whole intuitive stuff, like a different vibe. Yeah, that's cool. And really, it's not like, yeah, whatever, that's cool, man. It's that's still genuinely really cool, and I am looking forward to experiencing what that's like. But underneath it all, fundamentally, it's all just like a flashing color change. It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't really matter. It's no biggie. I'm still gonna go do it. I'm still gonna have a fucking blast. I'm still gonna be engaged and do my best to have the best trip possible. But behind all that, knowing that this trip won't inherently fulfill me, it's a fuck around and find out. It's just that. Just something, just like right now, the words coming out of my mouth, that's gonna come up and pass away, just with a bit more flavor to it. Nothing good or bad about it. So yeah, I'd say I'm not depressed. I'd say I just see how things change. Am I jaded? I wouldn't say I'm jaded. Do I have experience fatigue? I don't know. Maybe I'll experience what that's like when I'm older. When I'm like 60 or 70, if I make it that far. Don't worry, I'm not gonna kill myself. I say if I make it that far because you really never know when you're gonna die. This talk just kind of has gone everywhere. Like the points I wanted to talk about was moving the body and depression. Then there's just a whole more doors opened. I should really jot this down and do other videos and talks on this. It's getting cold. I gotta move my body again. Ooh, it's getting chilly. Here's what a beaver tail sounds like and the surrounding life here on the opening night of 2025.
Sorry, who ordered a brownie? Yes, got it. What? Okay, so brownie, classic.
Back in the day, I used to play a lot of MMO RPGs, like Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2, where you would build your character and make this like this class of whatever race you were and whatever specialty you were. And in the game, there's these meeting spots before players would go out into the environment and do like PvE or PvP, player versus environment, player versus world, or player versus player. And that's where they would do their trading or like recruiting allies or leveling up their skills or whatever. And this is it. The idea came to me in like winter sports when there's in snowboarding you would have like a lodge at the bottom of the hill, like the ski lodge, and that's where all the players eventually gather after battling the wilderness, after doing their sick jumps or braving whatever new skills they're mastering and working on themselves or just having fun and leveling up with their friends. Same thing here, like no one really stops on the sides of the road here on the street, but then here everyone stops and meets and conglomerates. I haven't properly moved my body in like 2 or 3 days. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had a good exercise in. I feel like I've been busier now than compared to when I had a job. Since, like I said in a previous video, I have so much more responsibilities now than compared to a job. So it's like picking up the slack in the house, plus all the other stuff, like all the other the video editing, which I forgot how long that takes. But aside from that, I'm really happy that I came out here on the canal and got a lot of movement in. I felt so like jammed. I felt icky. I felt yucky that I hadn't been moving. It felt like all in me was just gunk and grease and like a buildup of gross stuff that needed to come out through my pores or through an energetic expenditure. I'm gonna keep going because I still feel like there's still more left in the tank. I don't know where I heard this, but it's like my body has a battery, and if I don't work out, the battery charges over and over again. And if you just keep charging the battery without expending the juice, it overflows and just corrodes. And I've been feeling that a lot these days. So I'm going to commit more. I am committing more to exercising every day. I feel as the day goes on, I'm more likely to put off exercise. I think, like, okay, you know what? I'll do it in the evening. Yeah, I'll just put on a show and just lift weights and just throw weights around. I'm gonna start the day off with movement. That's a question I've been wanting to answer for a while. Is what does my ideal day look like? And I'm not saying ideal as in like a big fantasy. I'm gonna wake up next to like 5 gorgeous women. I'm gonna drink the finest Italian espresso. I'm going to be settled in the like right next to the Italian Dolomites. Next, I'm going to take a train to the Swiss Alps and ski all day and eat the finest foods and have like the finest raclette in Switzerland. Blah 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 blah. No. By ideal day, what I mean is, you know what? I think I should reword that question. So it's not ideal day. It's like, what is my most effective day, or what is my most effective routine on most days, or what is my most what is my foundational routine on any given day for the rest of my life? Maybe not rest of my life, but what is my most effective routine foundation in order to make the most of my time every day? That's as specific of a question as I can get it. And I mean, that's another topic in itself, is the quality of your questions factors greatly in the quality of your answers. Because like, same with ChatGPT. I forget what is it, whatever LLM stands for, but I'm just going to say language learning model. And because so inherently in its structure, it is text based. So the quality of the prompts will dictate the quality of the output. I really like asking people questions, and I really like piercing questions that cut to the core, to someone or something's very existence. So yeah, what is the most? I already forgot the question. What is the most effective? What is the most foundational routine? I forget it. But I know what the words don't matter. I know what it means in my heart. I know the feeling of the question that wants to be asked. I don't need the words, and I know what it's pointing to. So what is that? Wake up, and it's either meditate or move. I'm going to play with that. I'm going to play with movement first, and then meditation, or meditation then movement. I usually don't like to eat until midday. So after the meditation and the movement, do some kind of deep work, then eventually eat. I'm allowed to drink, so I can drink tea, maybe drink coffee. But I must get out and feel any semblance of sunlight, even through the clouds, then go and move. After that, maybe eat. After that, maybe more work, reading. I actually haven't gotten past the noon mark, so I think I'm just going to start with that. I'm going to start with solidifying the first two things: wake up, meditation, movement, and whatever order that comes in, and then food. Then after the food mark, we'll see what comes after that. So this is the next experiment. I'm happy I'm doing these videos because I'm also reluctant to journal. So just like talking stream of consciousness free form like this is a godsend. You know, a lot of the time that I'm sitting here talking to the camera, I'm just sitting like a statue because I lost my words, or I'm thinking and trying to collect myself. So it usually just looks like this. Here's a piece of advice that I know is true. It's a beautiful moonlit night. I can see everyone there. I can see my shadow, but you can't see anything. So go outside. Whatever you're watching online on a screen will never equate to doing the real thing. So go do the real thing, whatever it is. Whatever content you're consuming, hopefully it's it's something wholesome. Go do it. Get out of here.